Your brain is not wired for happiness, it is wired for survival. And until you understand that difference, nothing you try is going to stick. This is not pessimism. This is neuroscience. Your brain has a built-in negativity bias. It was designed to keep your ancestors alive by constantly scanning for threats, problems, and danger, and it worked brilliantly for thousands of years. The problem is that same ancient survival system is now running inside a modern life. A life with no tigers, no famines, and no genuine daily threats. But plenty of emails, social media, financial pressure, and comparison. And your brain treats all of it like a predator. The result is a brain that defaults to stress, worry, and dissatisfaction, no matter how good your life actually is. A brain that notices everything wrong and slides past everything right. A brain that is genuinely structurally biased against feeling happy. But here is what changed everything for me when I learned it. Your brain is not fixed. It is not permanently wired any particular way. Neuroscientists have confirmed the human brain remains physically changeable throughout your entire life. New neural pathways can be built. Old ones can be weakened. The technical term is neuroplasticity. With the right habits done consistently, you can rewire your brain for happiness. At a structural level, by the end of this video, you will know exactly 3 habits. Not surface-level mood lifts, not temporary fixes, but deep, lasting changes to how your brain processes daily experience. The third one is the one most people never reach because it sounds too simple to be powerful, but the science behind it will genuinely surprise you. Stay with me for that one. Here is something that should stop you in your tracks. Neuroscientists at the University of Wisconsin studied thousands of brains and found that happiness is not a personality trait. It is a skill, a measurable, learnable, trainable skill. That shows up as specific patterns of neural activity. People with consistently high well-being showed stronger neural connections in areas responsible for positive emotion, resilience, and present moment awareness. People with chronic unhappiness showed weaker connections in those same areas. But here's the critical finding. When unhappy participants were taught specific mental habits, their brain scans began to change. The neural connections associated with happiness literally grew stronger. Their brains physically rewired over time through deliberate practice. This means your happiness level right now is not a ceiling. It is a starting point. What if the brain you have right now is not the brain you are stuck with? What if the way you feel most days is just your current default setting? And default settings can be changed. Habit number 1, negativity interruption. It works by weakening the neural pathways your brain uses to default to stress. Every time your brain thinks a negative thought, it strengthens that pathway. Neurons that fire together, wire together. The more you travel a neural pathway, the more automatic it becomes. This is why chronic worriers find it increasingly hard to stop worrying. Their worry pathways are deeply grooved from years of repeated use. The moment you catch a negative thought cycling, say the word stop, then replace it with one neutral or slightly positive observation. Not a forced affirmation, not toxic positivity, just a redirect. The ceiling is white, the air is cool, that coffee smells good. This interruption technique measurably weakens negative thought pathways over time. You are not suppressing the negativity, you are rerouting your brain away from it. For the next 24 hours, name 3 things you can physically observe. Not what you feel, what you observe. Habit number 2, deliberate savoring. Your brain processes positive experiences differently from negative ones. Negative experiences are stored in long-term memory almost instantly. Positive experiences require deliberate attention to fully register. Most of the good things that happen to you every day are not fully registering. They pass through without leaving a strong neural trace. Researcher Rick Hansen calls the brain Velcro for negative and Teflon for positive. Holding a positive feeling for 20 to 30 seconds begins rewiring the brain. That is the gap between an experience that rewires your brain and one that passes through. Once today, when something genuinely good happens, stop and hold it for 30 seconds. Do not move past it. Stay with it. Let it fully land. Feel it in your body. Notice where you feel it physically. Every frustration is stored in vivid detail, while good moments are barely recorded. Deliberate savoring rebalances this equation. Habit number 3, intentional play. When was the last time you did something purely because it was enjoyable? Not productive, not educational, just genuinely enjoyable. For most adults, the honest answer is not recently. Enjoyment started feeling like something you earn after everything important is done. Dr. Stuart Brown studied the neuroscience of play across thousands of subjects. Play produces a unique neurological state that no other activity replicates. Multiple brain regions activate simultaneously during genuine play, including creativity, social bonding, emotional regulation, and memory consolidation. Regular play produces measurable changes in brain structure. It strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for emotional regulation and rational decision-making. A brain that plays regularly is literally better at being happy. When adults stop playing, the prefrontal cortex receives less stimulation, emotional regulation weakens, and the capacity for spontaneous joy decreases. Life starts to feel heavy, rigid, and increasingly joyless. Identify one activity you genuinely enjoyed as a child that you stopped doing. Drawing, playing an instrument, cooking, a sport, building something, reading fiction. Schedule 30 minutes of it this week. Not to be good at it, just to play. That 30 minutes is your prefrontal cortex growing stronger. Save this video. These 3 habits are worth returning to. The rewiring does not happen from reading about it once. It happens from returning to it again and again, until the new pathways become your brain's new default.